Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to discuss in this session the first practical, which is about the integumentary system. The integumentary system is basically consisting of the organ which is skin, and skin is the largest organ of a living body. If we talk about the importance of skin, it is virtually the most accessible, the most you can say that most visual organ, and the most important thing, it is an important window to access the body. So during this practical, as a student, you will be able to identify the layers of skin, which are actually the epidermis, dermis, and the derivatives of the epidermal layer, which are termed as epidermal appendages. If we talk about the integumentary system, it consists of an organ skin or cutis, which is covering actually the entire surface of the body. Structurally, skin consists of two layers which differ in their function, histological appearance, embryonic origin. In last semester, actually, we were discussing a lot of tissues. We identified the four basic tissues which are present in animal bodies, and in this semester in systemic veterinary histology, we are actually going to discuss the organs, and in those organs, actually, we will discuss the arrangement of those basic tissue. So, looking at this diagrammatic representation, the skin actually consists of two layers. The most superficial layer, as we have discussed in the previous semester, that the organ which is covering any surface or which is facing a free space or which is lining or which is having a lumen. The first basic tissue is always going to be epithelium, and that epithelium is present as a layer of skin, and that layer is depicted as E epidermis. And below that, the skin have a much thicker layer, which is basically connective tissue. So we talk about the basic tissue, and that this D is actually the dermis. And in some texts, you will see that skin also being discussed with its third layer, or they are discussing the skin as three layers, the hypodermis. But we are going to limit ourselves to the basic idea that skin only consists of two layers, epidermis and dermis. So we will discuss the basic outlines of these two layers. The outer layer of epidermis is actually formed by epithelium, we have discussed, and the embryonic origin for this epithelial layer is ectoderm. The first type of epithelium is there. It is stratified squamous keratinized epithelium, and this epidermal layer actually consists of two types of cells, keratinocytes and non-keratinocytes. The 90 to 95% of the cells in this epidermal layer are keratinocytes, and the remaining 10 to 5% are non-keratinocytes. We are not going to identify the non-keratinocytes in detail. You are going to get the details of these non-keratinocytes in your theory lectures. It will be discussed by Dr. Simon Masood. If we talk about the layer arrangement of epidermis, the epidermal layer is further have different layers, starting from the basement membrane, the first layer, which is stratum basale. Stratum spinosum is the second, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, stratum corneum. As I am going to share this PPT with you as well, so I will request you people to, while you listen to this video, you have to go through the text which are describing these basic layers. Stratum basale, also termed as stratum terminativum, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. I'm just going to discuss their detail on this diagram, which is actually a schematic diagram representing the epidermal layer of skin. So, we have discussed in previous semester that every epithelium in body is lying or is basically present on a non-cellular layer, which is the basement membrane, here indicated by a dark pinkish line, basal lamella. Above that, the first layer of cells, which are present in green color, are actually cells depicting basal cells, basal cell layer, stratum basale. This layer is single cell layer, thick, consisting of columnar cells or cuboidal cells, and these are the actually the cells which are actively dividing. You will see in the micrographs that the nuclei of these cells are showing their higher activity as indicated by euchromatic nucleus, and these are the cells which are dividing and are the source of the cells which are going upward towards the next four layers of this epidermal layer. And along with these keratinocytes which are actually dividing, you can find two type of non-keratinocytes in this stratum basale, namely Merkel cells and melanocytes. And above this, you will find the thickest layer of epidermis where cells are not columnar or cuboidal. This diagram can mistakenly lead you to know that this layer consists of cuboidal cells, but actually these cells are polygonal, not having any specific epithelial shape. The most important thing that these cells are connected by cell junctions, and when the slide is prepared, the junctional complexes remain there, but the cells actually shrink. Due to the shrinkage of cells, these junctional complexes appear as spines. You can see in this schematic diagram that there are certain projections present on the boundaries of cells, and due to the projections or spinous appearance of this layer is named as stratum spinosum. The layer which have a lot of spines like appearance on high micrographic magnification. And secondly, you can find a third type of non-keratinocyte in this layer as well, which is termed as Langerhans cells. Above stratum spinosum, there is a layer which is still having nucleated cell, but no cells are becoming more squamous shape, as the name indicate for this epidermal epithelium, which is studied for squamous epithelium. But the important thing, these cells are mostly two cell layers thick, or in certain type of skin, which we are going to discuss a bit later, these cells can be a single layer cell, thick layer. What we can find in this cell layer is that there are a lot of granules present in the cytoplasm of these cells. Due to the presence of a lot of granules, they will appear dark in micrographic slides, micrographic figures, and due to the presence of these granules, this layer is also termed as stratum granulosum. Above that, you will find the cells which are dead, only packets of keratin proteins, and these cells are going to form the two layers in basically five-layered arrangement, and these dead cells packet of keratin going to form stratum corneum and stratum lucidum, which we are going to discuss a bit later. If we talk about it's not working here, I guess. So we have to wait a little bit. I am trying to work it out. So we have to continue. I will try to figure it out what's happened now. So here comes again that slide which we were discussing. So if we look at the actual micrograph, what you can see that the skin actually consisting of two layers, the epidermal layer, which is the most superficial layer, and then below that you have the dermal layer, which is further divided. If we will discuss that in bit little detail, but what is evident from this micrograph that the first most superficial layer of skin, which is epidermis, it is actually thin compared to the layer which is present beneath the dermal layer, which is thicker of the two layers. And if we look at the detailed stratas of the epidermis, so the starting point is quite evident. The more cellularity, which is a feature of epithelial tissue, which we have discussed in previous semester. So just look at this point that this first cell layer, which are having a euchromatic nuclei, is actually a single cell stratum basale. Above that, the most thicker layer of the cellular layers is stratum spinosum. And what is more evident that there are certain gaps between cells which are covered by a lightly stained areas. If we increase the magnification, the spine-like arrangement of this area is evident. So the presence of that spine-like arrangement is going to help us to name this layer as stratum spinosum. And the next, a two cell layer thickness, where you can see a darkly stained area. This darkly stained area is actually the layer where cells are becoming more flattened, schemous shape, and their cytoplasm is dark due to the presence of granules. So the presence of granule is going to help us to name this layer as stratum granulosum. And then next, you can see that skin, along with skin, it is labeled as thick. So basically, in every body, skin is of two types: thick skin and thin skin. And at this point, if we were with me in the lab sessions, I was just going to ask you to feel the palm of your hand and the back of the palm. So on the palm side is actually, you are going to see that the skin is bit thicker than on the back of the palm. And this is the side where thick skin is present, and in thick skin, the fourth layer is always there. We will see a bit later in detail. Stratum lucidum, what is more evident that it is a very shiny layer, a dead cell layer, but very shiny thin. Above that, you have again a dead cell layer, which is very thick. In this case, which is thick skin, this again dead cell layer above this shiny layer is stratum corneum. So if we have to identify on this non-labeled micrograph, the first thing that we have to identify, we have to start with the boundary between the two layers of skin, epidermis and dermis, which is quite evident due to the cellularity of the epidermal epithelium. These first layer cells will be labeled as stratum basale, and then this thickest cellular layer is actually stratum spinosum, and then these 2 or 3 cell layers, thick cells which have a lot of granules as evident in this micrograph in their cytoplasm is stratum granulosum. Then above that, you can still see a very shiny appearance of a layer which is stratum lucidum, and then above that you can see a very thick dead cell layer of keratin filaments, that is stratum corneum. Then if we look at the detail in the dermis is the thicker of the 2 layers made up of connective tissue. And if we talk about the embryonic region, this layer is made up of mesodermal mesodermal embryonic layer. This layer is attached with the epidermis. We will look at these features which are present at the junction of the epidermis and dermis a bit later in detail. The dermis may be divided in 2 sublayers, and what is more important, there is no sharp, clear-cut boundary between these 2 layers of dermis. These 2 layers are actually the papillary layer and reticular layer. If we talk about the papillary layer, it is thinner, and now we will discuss the theoretical component on the micrograph actual for these 2 layers, the reticular layer. Now look at this micrograph. What is more evident that the superficial most part is epidermis, and below that the thicker layer is dermis. But if we look at the dermis, look at this part. It is not giving a more fibrous arrangement. It have more cellularity, but comparatively thin layer actually. To correct, the dermopapillary layer or papillary layer of dermis is actually more cellular, less fibrous, but comparatively thin layer. But if we look at the more deeper part of the dermis, what is more evident? The fibrous arrangement. And actually these fibrous arrangement are due to the more thick collagen fibers, which more or less present in the form of bundles, but the most of these bundles are arranged parallel to the skin section itself. Then the dermal part is connective tissue, and you can see a lot of blood vessels and nerve endings in this part, and there is no blood vessel as because epithelial is always avascular, so there is no blood vessels in epidermis. So these 4 micrographs are actually indicating all the features. If we talk about the first one, then it have a very thick epidermal part, which could be a clue that this skin or this micrograph was actually taken from a part of body which is covered by thick skin. We will discuss about the differential points of thin and thin skin a bit later, but just to give you a basic outline that the thicker epidermal layer, which is quite evident from looking all the other micrographs, that this micrograph has very thick epidermal layer is an indication. But keep this in mind that although this epidermal layer is thick compared to the other epidermal layers of the micrograph, but still the thicker of the 2 layers are always dermis everywhere within thin or thick skin as well. And that, just look at the junction, there are certain parts where the epidermal part is invaginating deep in dermis, and that part of epidermis is termed as epidermal peg. Opposite to that, just to make the here is again a problem. Here comes again a problem, so we have to stop the video here. I will start from next video. I will start from the same point.